Millennials and Gen Xers are blaming baby boomers for making their lives harder. In a new Axios SurveyMonkey poll, 51% of millennials said they feel like baby boomers have made things worse for their generation. 42% of Gen X said they felt the same.
Normally what happens with these kinds of polls is they blame the generation right before them. In this case, they blame the baby boomers. And the reason why is because essentially you have the two largest blocks demographically, sort of competing for resources.
The poll is the latest example of how the growing generational divide in the electorate could impact upcoming elections, including the 2018 midterms. Millennials are close to surpassing boomers as the largest group of eligible voters, and that's got politicos vying for their attention. Among the problems millennials link to baby boomers is the national debt and high college loans. But will millennials actually show up to the polls? Millennials don't tend to vote as much as older Americans, and it's unclear if that trend will change in November. A recent study from the Voter Participation Center, a nonpartisan research group dedicated to increasing the participation of minority groups in elections, estimates more than half of millennials who voted in 2016 will not vote in 2018. Some experts say this is because young voters have less experience going to the polls and therefore aren't as prepared to vote as older Americans.
Mainly because voting is a learned behavior. Okay, it's like anything else. It's like you get up in the morning, I don't feel like getting up at 6:15 in the morning and working out. Well, it's really hard that first, second, third, and fourth time. It's not as hard that fifth time.
That could be a problem for Democrats, who saw much more support from younger voters in 2016. A separate poll from Reuters found that Democrats are losing some momentum with millennials. That survey found support for Democrats over Republicans among young voters dropped by 9 points over the past 2 years. So what could politicians do to convince millennials to vote for them in 2018? Cohen says focus on them, not Trump.
Even though midterm elections tend to be sort of referenda on the incumbent, and in this case Trump, it's not going to be enough in some of these races just to do that. And if you're really looking at it from a millennial standpoint, you need to start talking about their issues straight up instead of just saying, well, they don't like Trump, so they'll be with us.